Hi, welcome to my video on decimal word problems. Word problems will be used to review the operations on decimals, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. First one, what you should do is work these out, click on your video and replay it to see if you're right. Here we go. Rainfall was 24.6 millimeters on Monday. On Tuesday was 3.8 centimeters. How many more millimeters fell on Tuesday? Notice the word millimeters. So 24.6 is in millimeters. That's okay. But 3.08 is in centimeters. So I wanted in millimeters. So change my multiply by 10 and I'll get 30.8 millimeters. Remember, on the scale, we have meters, decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. So when we go from centimeters to millimeters is one place to the right, so we multiply by 10, 38. So on Tuesday it was 30.8 millimeters. On Monday it was 24.6 millimeters. When I subtract, I get the difference. 8 subtract 6 is 2. Can't subtract, so the 3 becomes 2. 10. 10 subtract 4 is 6. And I get 6.2 millimeters fell on Tuesday, more than on Monday. Number 2, Mary picked 4.3 gallons of strawberries. Anne picked 1.2 less gallons than Mary. So therefore, I have to subtract to find what Mary. So Van picked 4.3. Mary picked 4.3. Anne picked less, so we're going to subtract to 1.2. 3 subtract 2 is 1. 4 subtract 1 is 3. So that means that Anne picked 3.1. So 4.3 for Mary, 3.1 for Anne. I'm going to add them up. I get a 4, keep your decimals in line. So together, both of them pick 7.4 gallons. Find the cost to buy 3.5 meters of material at $4.80 a meter. So the cost, C, would be the $4.80 per meter times the number of meters, which is 3.5. Notice that they cancel out and I'll get the price. So we use our calculator to work this out. So we can, because sometimes when you're doing word problems, the teacher will allow you to work out use the calculator times 3.5. So $4.80, 3.5 meters gives me $16.80. So when I multiply that, I get $16.80. So the tax is extra. So if I take the $16.80 and add on $1.47, line up the decimals, I get a 7, 12, carry a 1, 8, 1. So I would have to pay $18.27 to buy that material. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Number 4, 2 people drove a car for 578.6 kilometers. Person A drove 85.2 more kilometers than person B. Find the number of kilometers driven by person B. Well, first of all, 578.6 was what they both drove. Two of them drove together. So if I take off the 85.2, I'll get the equal amount that the two of them drove. So 6 subtract 2 is 4. 8 subtract 5 is 3. The 5 becomes a 4. That's a 17. 17 subtract 8 is 9. And 4 subtract 0 is 4. So this is what the two of them drove, equal amount. So if we divide by 2 into 493.4, I'll find the distance that each one of them drove equally, but person A drove the 85.2 further. So if I take up my calculator, and again I'm doing word problems, so the teacher might say, well, use your calculator. Makes things easier. Make sure you know what you're doing. So there's the distance divided by 2. So 246.7. So 246.7 is what each of them drove. If I do the division on this for a bit of practice, the decimal in the 2 is there, so the decimal doesn't move, so you move it up. 2 into 4 goes 2. Multiply, I get a 4. Bring down your 9. 2 into 9 goes 4 times. 4 2's 8. Subtract and get a 1. Bring down your 3. 2 into 13 goes 6. I get a 12. Subtract and get a 1. Bring down your 4. 2 into 14 goes 7. And I get 246.7. So person A and B drove that amount, but person A did 85.2 more. So the answer is 246.7 for person B. Number 5, find the weight of 400 bolts at decimal 021 kilograms per bolt. I gotta be careful because I'm talking about meters in distance. So this is kilograms, G. Weight is in grams, or what I call mass. So if you had 4,000 bolts and each one weighed 0.21 kilometers, you would have, if you multiply 0 and 0 again, I get all the zeros. Second time when I multiply by 2, I get another 0. So I keep stretching that out, and I get 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0, 0, 4. 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, and 0, and I get an 8. Don't have to multiply by 0. So when I add that up, I get 84000. But I have 3 decimal places here, none here, so I have to move the decimal 3 places to the left. So I get 84 kilograms, the weight of all those bolts. Again, there's a multiplication. You could use your calculator and go 4,000 and save your time. 4,000 times decimal 021, and I get 84. Number 6, a truck consumed 12.6 liters of gasoline to travel 438 kilometers. Find the number of kilometers per liter of gas consumed to the nearest kilometer. The reason I say to the nearest kilometer, because this distance could have been in meters, so you'd have to convert your meters to kilometers. So make sure your units are the same. So if I got 438 kilometers, and I want to find how much per liter, I will have to divide. So without doing a big long division, 438 divided by 12.6. So 438 division 12.6, and I get 34.76. So when I divide that, I get 34.76 kilometers per liter. But you were asked to the nearest kilometer, so the answer would be 35 kilometers per liter, because to the nearest is ones. So you look at the 4, and the digit to the right of 4 is 5 or greater. So you add 1 to 4, which makes a 5, and the 7 and the 6 become 0. So 35 kilometers per liter. Again, rounding it off, but it's important to know that I said kilometers and kilometers, so I didn't have to make any changes. Okay. Number 7, on Monday, Jack drove at a speed of 80 miles per hour for 7.6 hours. On Tuesday, he drove 20 miles per hour faster for 2.4 less hours than on Monday. So we know that distance equals rate times time. So on Monday, let's go. Monday, the distance he drove is rate times time. So the rate on Monday is 80 miles per hour times 7.6 hours. When you multiply, notice the hours cancel and I just get miles. So 80 times 7.6. So 80 times 7.6. And it gives me 608. So 608 miles. So on Tuesday, let's see, Tuesday, he drove faster. So on Tuesday, his speed or rate was 80 on Monday plus his 20. So on Tuesday, he drove 100 miles per hour. And his time was 2.4 hours less. So 7.6 subtract 2.4 gives 6 subtract 4 is 2. 7 subtract 2 is 5. So we drove for 5.2 hours. So the distance is rate times time. So the speed is 100 miles per hour times 5.2 hours. So the hours cancel. And 100 times 5.2 is 520 miles. So the total distance on both days is have to add. So 80 or 608, add on 520, and you as an 8, a 2, and 11, just to make sure we don't make a mistake. So 608, add on 520. But that's, as you can see, it's, you really don't need your calculator. You just line them up. It's 1,128 miles that he drove on both days. Number 8, an employee's weekly wages are calculated as $22.40 an hour for the first 40 hours, and he gets 1.5 times the hourly wage for hours over 40. So this is called working the extra hours, and he's getting extra pay. So let's see, if he worked for $22.40 regularly, and his extra hours is 1.5 more than that, so 20.2240 times 1.5 gives him $33.60. So he makes $33.60 for each hour over 40. So let's see what we have. So $22.40 for the first 40 hours, and then he makes $33.60 for the next the hours above 40. Okay, let's continue. If 10 hours were worked each day from Monday through Saturday, find the wages he earned. So he worked 10 hours a day from Monday to Saturday. Monday to Saturday excludes Sunday, so that's he worked for 6 days. So that means he worked for 60 hours for the whole week. So on the first 40, it's right here. That means he worked 60, subtract 40, so he worked 20 hours above the 40. So the 33.6 is multiplied by 20. So 22.40 on the 40 hours, 33.60 on the next 20 hours. So if I work that out, I get 22.40 times 40. So 22.40 times 40. So that's, he gets $896 working the first 40 hours, and 33.60, sorry, gotta be careful, 33.60 times 20, $672. He worked on his extra hours. So the total wages is, let's see, $869. Add on $672. So his total wages for the week is 8, 9, and 7 is 6. They got to carry you 1. So 8, 9, 15. So he made $1,568 for that week of working. Again, time and a half this is the way I worked it out. As you can see, get your total number of hours, subtract your 20, get the 40 and the extra hours, multiply by 1.5. You can see the wages for the regular hours. This is the wages for overtime, and not too bad. For a lot of companies don't give overtime, but a lot of companies do. If you like my video, click on the like button, the subscribe button, the notification. Write a comment on my videos if you wish. Visit my website at mathfullyexplained.com. Check on the section Me, which has my degrees and teaching experience in math. There's a section about my videos, the teaching strategies I'm going to use to help you learn. And there's a section on content that contains the topics on my YouTube channel, number of videos on each topic. The black font has the topics completed, and the red font is the topics that I'm going to complete in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.